Over the semester, I recorded data on hashtag #WhyIMarch on Twitter. So many of you know that the Women's March occurred on January 21st, 2017, the day after President Donald Trump was inaugurated. The New York Times shows in two pictures which show that the Women's March was actually 3 times as crowded as President Donald Trump's inauguration. So I collected data in 2 visualizations. The first is the word cloud. You can see that Women's March is the biggest word, and that's the most connected and has the most number of times tweeted, along with Why I March. MAGA is also a big one, which I was a bit confused about because I thought that people were tweeting against Make America Great Again, but this shows it to be one of the most tweeted words with it. The other is resist, women, real Donald Trump is in there, as well as CDN Women's March, which I had to look up means the Canadian Women's March, which I thought was interesting, how that connected to the American Women's March. So the second form of data visualization I used is the social network analysis, which you can actually see the users, who they're tweeting at, who they're connected with, what they're tweeting about. And you can see that along with the word cloud, real Donald Trump is one of the main connectors to Why I March. And I looked deeper into the specific tweets, and I found that a lot of people are actually replying to the real Donald Trump user. Donald Trump is not using the hashtag #WhyIMarch, but people are actually using Twitter to tweet at real Donald Trump and get his attention. I found that a lot of people say hashtag MAGA ? Which the word cloud did not show. And I think the question mark is important because people are not saying Make America Great Again, hashtag #WhyIMarch. They're questioning it, and they're sort of using Twitter to respond to real Donald Trump. I also saw that CDN Women's March pops up in the SNA as well. And it's interesting to see that it actually doesn't have much of a connection to the American Women's March. There's only a few users that connect back and forth, but it's its own little node. So it's important to see that a lot of people are tweeting about the Canadian Women's March, and it's spreading over the world. There's also a Alicia Keys node, which shows a picture that she tweeted with her fans at the Women's March, and that's got a lot of retweets on Twitter, and she has a 25.7 million followers, so that shows that it's really getting the word out there. I connected this to a reading by Nathan Yao, and the third quote says, "To visualize data, you must understand what it is, what it represents in the real world, and in what context you should interpret it in." So I believe that out of context, data can be misinterpreted. That's why I think it's important to look at the actual tweets, see what people are saying, as opposed to just looking at a bunch of words in a word cloud visualization. So it's important to have the social network analysis to tell the best story as well. And here's a quote by President Donald Trump: "I find it tremendous. It's a modern form of communication. It's where it's at." And that's about Twitter, and I think that it's important to note that people are using Twitter to tweet at Donald Trump because that's his most important form of communication. Thank you.